St. Barnabas Member of Parliament responding to the audit on the Bahamas Public Parks and Beaches Authority, the latest homicide rocking the Millerside community, and the DPM on the health and safety protocols already in place. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Simonet with your Jcn News for this Monday, December 20th. Officers here in the capital are investigating the circumstances surrounding the country's latest homicide, which occurred shortly after 10 o'clock last night. Officers told Jcn News that they responded to a shooting incident on East Avenue, Miller Heights, where they discovered the body of a male with an apparent gunshot wound. Police Press Liaison Officer Assistant Superintendent of Police Ollie Peters updating the reporters with additional information.
On the arrival of the first responders, they found an adult male lying in a parking lot of an apartment complex with several wounds consistent with gunshot about his body. EMS was called to the scene and later pronounced the male lifeless. The resident of the area, from what we gathered thus far, he was standing in front of his neighbor's yard when he was approached by some unknown person who discharged a firearm in his direction, fatally wounding him. No one has been arrested at this time. However, we're canvassing the area and we have information that is leading us in a specific direction.
According to ASP Peters, the victim is in his mid-30s. Now, reporters also asked ASP Peters if investigators found a gun or drugs. He could not say at the time, with officers only in the early stages of their investigation. He also noted that there is CCTV cameras in the area that are assisting police at this time. While the Omicron variant has many across the globe on pins and needles, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation Chester Cooper says he's satisfied with the health and safety protocols already in place. It will not affect the country's tourism product.
We have tested those protocols over the past months. We've gotten better at this, and we're now at a place where we feel very comfortable that we have a set of guidelines that will cause us to have the type of balance that we need. So yes, we are concerned. We encourage Bahamians to continue to follow all of the health protocols, avoid large gatherings, etc. Because if we are able to contain the COVID numbers, be able to contain the incidences of hospitalization, etc., we will be able to help our economy and our tourism industry thrive even more.
He adds that the health minister is closely monitoring the trends surrounding this new variant, and he suspects it's only a matter of time before we have the new variant in country. However, he insists that the government will manage it as it's done over the course of the last several months.
And we believe our protocols are well in line with international best practice. If we need to make some adjustments, we'll do so. We got rid of the competent authority as we promised we would do. But we have a good set of health and safety rules that we can adjust very quickly should the need arise.
Minister Cooper was speaking on the sidelines of a ceremony welcoming the first Air Canada flight to the island of Exuma since the onset of the pandemic. Bernice Joaquin, the Nassau Airport Development Company's president and chief executive officer, told Jcn News that 6,000 arrivals at the Lynden Pinling International Airport on Saturday marked one of the busiest days the airport has seen in some time. Also, she provided a forecast of what the arrival numbers can look like going into the remainder of the holiday. The NAD chief further commented on the 6,000 arrivals on Saturday, noting on an average day there are some 5,000 arrivals at the airport. However, she says NAD officials are hopeful that those remain the same for the remainder of the holiday season. Asked by reporters what's next of NAD going into 2022 as the world continues to adjust to the new normal, Mrs. Joaquin says this.
Prepared to live with COVID for quite some time to come. And then when it's not COVID, there'll probably be something else, right? So I think that this airport, like airports everywhere, we've adjusted to the way that we use technology to move people through, to minimize how much time they actually have to spend in our spaces, to minimize how much time they have to queue in any direction or another. And we're looking at some new innovations in 2022 that will be very, very helpful to that whole process. And so we'll be rolling those out and we'll be notifying you about those changes because we're really excited about what technology is now allowing airports to do.
Exuma welcomed over 100 passengers on board an Air Canada flight coming in direct from Toronto yesterday. This is the first flight from Air Canada to grace the island since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic nearly 2 years ago. Tourism, Investments and Aviation Minister Chester Cooper says it's a great day for the island.
So today we have Team Tourism out in full force to welcome our guests, to let them know what a profound impact they will have on the overall economy of Exuma. This is an exciting time. It's good for entrepreneurship. Our taxi drivers, our hotel partners, all of our stakeholders are very excited about it, and this is an exciting occasion for all of us.
Now, this is also the largest plane from the airline to land in Exuma. Asked if there's more flights of this magnitude set to arrive in the near future, Mr. Cooper says this.
We welcome the new airlift. We encourage our hotel partners to prepare for it. One of the things we want our partners in the island of Exuma to do is really to ramp up their room capacity. We are constrained by our room capacity. So airlift, they're ready to come. There's more on the horizon. One of our partners have indicated that they're willing to come to Exuma and other family islands, but we are restrained only by the capacity to accommodate the number of guests that they will bring.
Passengers were greeted with a delegation of tourism officials and a Junkanoo rush out as they arrived at the Exuma International Airport. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.